y'all doing? Now today I'm gonna be showing you how to assemble this micro jig Grr-ripper. Now when you get this thing home and open up this box, you're gonna see so many parts, so many screws, so many bolts, you're gonna think you bought an IKEA desk. But don't worry, I'm here to help you. I got step-by-step instructions to how to put this thing together and how to put this thing to good use. Now I say good use because this thing is good to use. I'm telling you, this is an essential thing. If you don't have one of these and you're still using your push block, you messed up already. You need to stop this video and go buy this right now. Now after you done bought it, let's get you back here. Let me show you how to put this thing together and show you how to use it. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Now before we get to that action, y'all need to take action and go to marcusforyou.com. Sells all the latest perfumes, colognes, really nice leather jackets, a little bit of everything. Want y'all check that website out. Again, that's marcusforyou.com.
All right, let's open this thing up and see what we got inside. First thing is a little registration card. Then we got a manual, show you how to put it together. And they actually got a little advertising in the back. You know they always trying to sell you something. And we got a big old bag of screws. It's a lot of screws for something this small. Then we got our handle. And this is one of the feet or legs. I don't know which one you want to call it. And then we got a couple more smaller little feet. And that's the main body right there. That's what everything really attaches to. And last foot. And then this is the little leveler, kind of balances it all out. First thing we're gonna install is this handle. We're gonna need this main body right here. This is what everything attaches to. So make sure you identify that. It's got the little 2 holes on each side and got the little slots on top. To attach this, we're gonna use the 2 biggest all silver screws and the 2 washers that come outside of the bag or the big group of them. And then we're gonna put the washer on the nut or the screw first. And then we're just gonna drop them down in these little holes here. And they will plop out on the other side and protrude out. As you see right here. Now we're gonna take these weird looking washers and we're gonna attach it before we attach it to the main body. This is a lot easier than trying to thread it through and put your finger in there. We don't wanna tighten it up all the way though. You just wanna put it on there just so it's, on there so we can slide it through these little slots that you see right here. So just barely attach it to it and then we're gonna slide it in. Make sure you put your washer on the right way. There's 2 different sides. One side is smooth and one side has, that hole kind of protrudes a little bit. So make sure you put the smooth side facing up towards your screw or towards your handle. And there we go. You see them in there jingling around a little bit, keeping them loose. Then we're just gonna line them up with these slots on top of the main body. And this one ain't no wrong way to do it. They fit in there one way, and the only thing you might have to do is loosen up your screw a little bit. I tightened mine down a little bit too much. So you just loosen them up and then they'll just slide into these slots. Now just tighten them down. Now these don't need to be really tight. This is an adjustable handle so you can move it different places. So don't tighten it too much, just get it nice and secure. And there you have it, that's the first part done. Now we're ready to attach the main leg to the body. And what we're gonna use is these green bolts. The top of them are kind of rectangular. And we're gonna use the all silver washer that came in that big pack. And as you see there, put that on there first. And then the washer. And then you got this weird looking green bolt, but there's only 2 in the pack, so it's easy to identify. Then we're going to insert the bolt from the inside out, and then put the washer on the outside of the screw, as you see there. And then the last is that green bolt looking thing to put on the outside. This is another adjustable thing, so we don't need to, tighten it down too much. And then you see these slots on the side, that's where it's gonna fit into. So just set that down and line it up. That's about it, and just tighten them up. Now this is what I love about this thing. Everything on this thing is adjustable. And there you go, another part done. Now we're ready to put on the two smaller legs. You're gonna make sure you identify the front, which is the one with the lettering on it. And then the back kind of looks like a little Lego set. And then we're just gonna line that up on either side. It's both the same. And we're gonna use the 4-pack of the small all silver screws and the silver washers that came in that bag. And then we're just gonna insert that on one of the sides. See them big holes right there? 2 of them. Then we're gonna use the rubber washer that came in that big bag and put that on the back side. There you go, just put it on, nice and simple. Same thing with the other side. We're gonna start it with the screw, put the silver washer on there first, plop it in there, and then put the rubber washer on the inside. Now just line it up with those 2 brass holes on the main body of the gripper and tighten them down. Now these ones you can tighten down pretty good. We're not going to be adjusting these or nothing too much, so tighten them down pretty tight, and ba-boom, there we go. We got the first side done. Same thing on the other side. And there we go. We got the body all put together. Got the feet on there. It's looking good so far. Time for the last piece. This is the little balancing bar they got on there. You can put it on either side, so it really doesn't matter which one you put it on now. That can be changed depending on how thin you might cut your wood. So we're gonna use this last piece in here, the round little bolt with the black bottom. We're gonna put one of those silver washers on there. Then we can insert it into the front. And as you see right here, it can go up and down depending on the thickness of your wood or something. This is gonna be adjusted all the time. And then on the other side, we're gonna add the rubber washer, and that actually keeps it real snug on there. So when you do adjust it and stuff, this bolt stays on there, and you don't have to do this every time you adjust it. So that just kind of sits on there. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Put the silver washer on first. We're gonna insert it and then put the rubber washer on the other side to hold it down. Now they leave you with an extra rubber washer and an extra silver washer. So these are the last 2 pieces. Don't think you'd have forgot something. Now this is it right here. Now we're ready to attach it. Now as you see here, there's 2 silver holes on each side of this thing. Those middle ones ain't nothing. It's the ones on the outside. Now this can go on either side. So currently, it doesn't really matter which one you put it on. Just kind of, put it on a side and move on. All right. Let's say you want to cut something 5 inches. All right. So we just want to test it out. Now, if we see here, if we go, we'll be cutting this little piece off. So that's not an option. So what is an option is you could just eyeball it right here, line it up to make sure that, when it's going through, it'll go straight through the middle part of here. Now, when you start cutting small pieces like this, as you see, it's unbalanced right now. So yeah, you can hold it and do it, and this part will still go through. But if you're cutting something small like that, you want to unloosen these right here on the side and let this part get flat with your table, and then tighten it back down
And then now you can push through, and this thing gives you balance, so this thing isn't teeter-tottering back and forth. You know, if you kind of lose grip or move a little bit differently or something, it's not gonna all of a sudden just tip on you. Let's say we wanna take a little bit off this little tiny piece. We could do it. We could take some off of that. You're gonna need to use the smaller side. If you look here, this foot is a little bit bigger than this one. So we need to swap that out so that this balance part is on the other side. Now you can see the smaller leg is on this side up against the fence with our wood. And then we got this big part over here with the balancing bar or whatever. Now we're cutting this extremely small right now. And it still is gonna feel safe and easy. Just put that to the wall. Set this down. You want to line up to make sure you got these feet on your off cut and your original cut. And then make sure your balancing plate right here is nice and flat to this. And then once you line all that up, set that down. And then you're good to go. That thing will go straight through and have no problem. Nice and easy. This thing is all about balance. You just want to balance these two legs here and this balancing plate right here to your table, and you're good to go. Another reason why I don't like using this, just using, you know, the blade guard with this push stick, is because you don't get enough grip on this. So of course you're not gonna have your hands in there. So after that, all you have is this to push on there. Now I don't know if you can see it, but this gap right here is slowly getting bigger. So that means that your wood isn't gonna be perfectly straight. Now, if you have the micro jig, or micro jig, that's not it. It's called the Grr-ripper. If you have the gripper, then this thing holds your down pressure, holds your over pressure, so you're holding towards this fence, and then you can push through. And now this thing is so tight to that thing, it ain't going nowhere. You can push down, but you don't have control over this piece. So, I mean, I'm barely touching it, and I can flop that thing up, you know? If you have this on there, you're putting down pressure on this thing, you can't move it. It's not gonna go anywhere.
All right, this is the first cut with the blade guard and the push stick. And I want you to pay attention to these spots right here. They just start going crazy, jiggling back and forth. Oh yeah, you see it right there? That's not good. Let's rewind that. Let's see it one more time. Oh yeah, you see that jiggling back and forth? That's not how you get straight, precise cuts, and definitely not safe. Now let's look at the difference when you're using this gripper. Now you can see both sides of the piece are held down tight and secure. The off cut and your original cut both feel secure and don't feel like it's gonna move at all. Even when you're cutting something as small as a ½ inch, this thing still feels tight and secure. I love it. Now cutting a big piece of wood like this, you don't necessarily need anything. You could do it by hand, but still with this gripper, the feet on the bottom of it just hold it down, and it just feels a lot more tight and secure. Even more, you can even do it with your hand. And of course, you never want to do any of this with your hand.
There we go. Now you know why you need that gripper in your life. Now if you watch this whole video and you still ain't trying to buy that gripper and you still trying to use that push stick, I pray for you and I pray for your fingers, because you might lose a couple of them. But hopefully, just hopefully, you got at least one finger left. So you can hit that subscribe button, you can hit that like button, hit that bell button, hit that next video. Till next time, appreciate it.